All right, so I already know, man. A lot of you global people probably think that this world tree of Nether is super hard, but I'm going to show you guys a team that I use to pretty much clear all of it. So for you global people, this is the team I use, and it's featuring Liz, Mael, Margaret, and then Tristan. With the Mael, I'm using attack crits, and then Liz, I'm using HP/defense, Margaret HP/defense, Tristan HP/defense. And the reason why Tristan is here, because for each goddess character that's on the field, you'll gain 15% defense related stats. So everybody pretty much got 45% defense related stats. Again, you want to make sure your team is super tanky. And we also have attack foot as well, so you can do a lot of damage as well. That's because the bosses on this stage have a lot of attack usually at random stages, so you got to keep that in mind as well. So that's why I am using Tristan, but you can probably use Nanashi instead, so good luck with that. And then we also have the shop, which you don't know, with the shop there is an LR coin. You can get 1 LR coin for once a week, and then everything else like 2 times a week. Such great value. But the one big thing that is most important about this is that you're able to farm up artifact card set. You can see right there it says SR 2 artifact card set, which is going to be very helpful for players who still need to max out they freaking artifact sets. All right, one thing that I see a lot of people not really do is max out the artifact card set, and it's very helpful for people who love doing like PvE activities, or doing like demonic beasts and stuff like that, because you get the most value out of your artifact card set. So again, I'm gonna show you guys how I defeated all of the stages, so keep that in mind. All right, so I'm gonna show you how I defeated the world tree of Nether. Now this is a team that I use featuring the goddess team. Obviously the goddess team is a super tanky team that can also heal you as well, and gets rid of some of those annoying debuffs that the bosses sometimes apply in terms of like ignites and stuff like that. But it's a really good team to use, and Mael is just such a DPS demon when it comes to PvE that he's really good for this. And I'm also using Liz for a relic, which does increase our damage a little bit more, so that's actually really good as well. The thing with this boss is that they really spiked the levels from the world tree from the other ones for some reason, and for new players it could seem like it's really difficult, but once you use a team that is really good for it, like the goddess team, then you'll see that it's pretty easy. Again, I do have a really good built goddess team, so maybe that's why, because I have been hearing like people talk about how they struggle with it and stuff like that, but I feel like it's probably because they just don't know what team to use for it. Because I have seen multiple teams be used. Like I've seen Amazing use like a freaking LR melee team to defeat the boss and stuff like that. So it all depends on what you're using. And the only thing that people really struggle with is probably like maybe the last 2, because they have insane amount of stats. You're probably going to see it as we're going throughout this video. But basically what I'm doing is just pretty much just ulting, rushing for the few stages, because again, the goddess team is super tanky, and the bosses end up having a lot of attack, which could make it seem really difficult, and also have a lot of HP. So you want to try to do as much damage as possible with your ultimates or attacks, and Mael is really good for that because he's going to reduce the enemy's damage with his sunspots, and also do a lot of damage himself because of the boosters from being Liz and also Margaret that's next to him. And that's why I say like Mael goddess team is going to be really good for this, because they're just so tanky, and they have so many ways of healing back up, or pretty much stalling. Because you got Liz who can heal when she hits her max passive, then you have her revive, and then you have freaking Mael ultimates, which can reduce the enemy damage. So it's really good. That's the first one. Now I'm also using Tristan. The reason why I'm using Tristan is for, again, to have that super tanky team. Tristan will give us 15% defense related stats per goddess team on the field. So that means I'm getting 45% defense related stats for everybody that you see right now. So again, it makes me super tanky. especially with a boss like this where they just have so much attack for some reason. But it's like, it's not impossible. Like, I'm just clearing through all the mobs with Mael and stuff like that. Mael is using like attack crit sets, because you want to try to do as much damage as possible. Usually you just go for Liz most of the time, which go for Liz it's no problem, because again, you can just heal up. Again, it's like, it's not really difficult. You can see I'm just pushing for my ultimate as much as possible. But you can comment down below, what teams have you guys been using to clear the tree of Nether? Did you use the same team like me, using goddesses, or did you use a different type of team? Because again, I did see a lot of people use like characters like the Sins team with Deanne and stuff like that, and Bond, and that worked pretty well at clearing through all of it. And then I just went for the middle part, pretty much just finished that off. Yeah, my team is mostly just ulting. Also, did you summon for the new tier? Again, tier is really good. All right, I've been loving using tier. He's really good for farming, demanded beast, PvP. Again, I'm pretty sure they're gonna make a character that's going to like counteract him sooner or later, or pretty much most of the meta, because most of the meta has been based on like crit damage and stuff like that. So you might make a character that can reduce the damage from crit damage and stuff like that. So he might get kind of semi-nerfed in a way from just people having a counter against them. Because the thing is that with tier, like freaking Mael team can beat tier in a way. Just because with the Mael team, they can't be lured, which kind of sucks for tier. Because tier lowers the enemy's crit resist by 60%. And that means it's very easy for your crit character, especially because that guy has literally 135% crit chance, and that's without his Merlin link. Like, you can have Merlin link and get 10% extra crit chance as well, pretty much giving you like, oh my god, it's like over 80% of crit chance, which means it's almost guaranteed for the most part. And he also been really good for demanded beast, because you know they already nerfed Nidhogg in terms of like the gauge and the infect that he applied. So it's very easy for players to pretty much deplete the gauge pretty fast. It means you can end up just one turning stages and stuff like that, where you really used to just have to stall for that gold card and stuff like that. Which again, I'm happy for that we don't have to stall every single time now for that gold card, because that stuff was so annoying. You had to literally just wait for gold cards, and sometimes it would make the run like super long, because it'd be like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and even then it still would have been enough, because then you would need your ultimate. Now it's super fast, which again is really good. And I just try to push my ultimate. I thought I could do that. Liz was probably one shot right here, but I was unfortunately wrong. Now you might be asking yourself like, yo, Marilli, why am I doing the Nether? And doing the Nether is gonna be very valuable, because pretty much the Nether will give you artifact cards. Now, if you don't know, artifact cards are usually the cards you get from card packs and stuff like that you can farm from doing like guild boss and stuff like that, or you know, buy from the shop. But this will allow you to pretty much farm freely, you know, because now you can just use your orbs. You pretty much farm up Nether, and then you'll get more artifact cards. This is why a lot of people are recommending to pretty much level up, or not level up, to do the Nether, is because of the fact that you can get artifact cards, which then you can use to max out your card sets, which is going to be very valuable in the long run, because so many demonic beasts comes out and they be needing these card sets to be maxed out. And you really want to be that one person who have that maxed out card set, so you can get the most out of your team. Or you can use it for like stuff like PvE stuff, like Guild War, PvP, like Guild Boss, Guild Wars and stuff like that, like Hero Arena, just stuff like that, just to max out your artifact card sets. It's been seeming like artifact card sets has been somewhat useful lately. Again, back in the day, like, artifact card sets was pretty much pointless for most people, because usually you just run like the highest CC cards possible just so you get more CC. But they've been seeming a little bit more valuable in terms of, like, with the Demonic Beast in terms of usage, just because of how good they can be versus PvE activities, or, you know, AI PvP activities, you know. So that's why you really want to farm up Nether and clear all the stages so you can farm. I mean, there is that one LR coin thing, and that's in there as well. All right, so we're on the hardest stage right here too. These are the one that most people have difficulty beating. Is the worms. That's because the worms usually have like 76k attack. I already showed it. And that for a lot of players could be very, very scary, seeing 76k attack on a boss. But again, with the Goddess team, you have so much damage reduction, so much HP, that it's gonna be okay for you to tank. And with Liz, you can heal up as well. You just want to try to get rid of some of those characters that are going to attack. So they have less chance of going for attacks. And as you see, they don't have as much HP. So it's very easy for you to just nuke them with Mael. That's why I'm using Mael with the Goddess team, because then you have insane amount of base stats. Because Light Liz and Margaret boosting you. And I just go for Liz cards right here. And you saw I heal. That's why, again, Goddess team is really good for defeating the Nether at the moment. And this is the big boy worms. Again, they have a lot of attack, but the HP is not the greatest. So if you're using goddesses, you're in a good position, because then you have Mael, who is going to lower the enemy's damage with his sunspots, and then you have Liz, who has a revive ultimate, so you can revive every once in a while too. All right, and you can see he's doing less damage because, again, he does have the sunspots on him, which does reduce his damage right now. So we're just gonna finish him off right here. And boom. Bye bye worm. Again, that is one of the hardest ones, the final one. And this is one we got to go to the last one right now. It's one of the final two that is the hardest ones to do. And you saw I got an artifact card that was SR. Again, this is like really valuable doing these type of stage, so you can farm it up later. And you also get gems too, you know. If you ever won like that one couple of gems, you know. I know some people want those gems just in case they might have enough just for a multi and stuff like that. And there you go, 70k attack. Again, we have the Goddess team, so the damage reduction is going to be really good for us, and we have a lot of, you know, stats. So let's see what we got right here. Ooh, look at Mael. Golly. And he just clapped one of the worms. you see what I'm saying, man? The Goddess team, really good, man. Mael gets attacked, but it's fine. And we're gonna go for the blue worm, just because he has the attack card, kind of reducing the odds of attacking. All right, and then I just try to push for Liz ultimate at the same time, or at least do damage. So I realized I couldn't get my ultimate, so I might as well just finish you off and get that good old full heal. And this is the last boss right here. Again, he does get a revive, so I want to let you guys know he does get a revive. But it still should be fine. So I'm just trying to like get Liz ultimate at the same time. And he has a lot of HP, by the way, and a lot of attack. He's usually in the 1 millions. And you saw right there, I did like 300k with a 6/6 ultimates. So this boss is really hard to kill off. So you need a lot of damage, or RNG. You could use like a character like LR Melly who can like ignore defense and stuff like that. But I think the boss doesn't really crit as often, so you gotta be very careful in terms of like gold cards and stuff like that. Cause I don't think he crits often. He just hits you super hard. Cause again, you can just run like Deanne, Bon, and LR Melly, most likely. And you can see he also reflects as well, and has corrosion. It's just such a fun boss. $60K. This man is doing 60K while he has sunspots on him, by the way. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he had sunspots. He was doing 60K while having sunspots on him. Yo, that's how much damage he was doing to me. And look at that. I missed all my crits right there. Yeah, you will not crit the boss as well, too. I'm just letting y'all know. That's why a lot of people say this one is super hard. And boom. But at least he's attacking other characters. And he hasn't crit once. Probably because of Tristan, but who knows. And it's going to be pretty much GG right here. And yeah, guys, that is me farming up the World Tree of Nether with the Goddess team. That is the team I use. Again, you guys can comment down below teams that you use to defeat the Nether. And I'm going to probably show you the shop right here as well. So you guys can see how the shop looks. Again, it does have like 1 LR coin, which is not worth. Look at that, 1 LR coin a week. Not worth, okay? But for some people, it might be actually worth. And then I'm going to show you guys how the artifact cards you might get at the farming. So here you go. You see you get artifact cards. You got a gold one. Got some SR coins. And that's it, man. Hope you guys enjoy.